tell me questions. You will be asked one of the following 14 tell me questions before you set off on your test. Tell me how you check that the brakes are working before starting a journey. The brakes should not feel spongy or slack, and the brakes should be tested as you set off. The vehicle should also not pull to one side. Tell me where you'd find the information for the recommended tire pressures for this vehicle and how tire pressures should be checked. You'll find the information in the manufacturer's guide. Use a reliable pressure gauge, check and adjust pressures when tires are cold, and don't forget the spare tire. Remember to refit the valve caps. Tell me how you make sure your head restraint is correctly adjusted so it provides the best protection in the event of a crash. The head restraint should be adjusted so the rigid part is at about eye level or top of the ears and as close to the back of the head as is comfortable. Tell me how you check the tires to ensure that they have sufficient tread depth and that their general condition is safe to use on the road. There should be no cuts and bulges, a 1.6 mm of tread depth across the central 3/4 of the breadth of the tire and around the entire outer circumference. Tell me how you check that the headlights and taillights are working. You don't need to exit the vehicle. Explain you'd operate the switch, turn the ignition on if necessary, then walk around the vehicle. Again, as this is a tell me question, you don't need to physically check the lights. Tell me how you'd know if there was a problem with your anti-lock braking system. A warning light should illuminate on your dashboard if there is a fault with the anti-lock braking system. Tell me how you check that the direction indicators are working. You don't need to exit the vehicle. Explain you'd operate the switch. The hazard warning lights button will switch on all 6 indicator lights for you, and then walk around the vehicle. Tell me how you check that the brake lights are working on this vehicle. Explain you'd operate the brake pedal, make use of reflections in windows or doors, or ask someone to help. Tell me how you check the power-assisted steering is working before starting a journey. If the steering becomes heavy, the system may not be working properly. Once the engine is switched on, the steering should move with ease when gentle pressure is applied. Tell me how you'd switch on the rear fog light and explain when you'd use it. Operate the switch, turn on dipped headlights and ignition if necessary, and explain that you would use it if visibility falls below 100 meters. Tell me how you switch your headlights from dipped to main beam and explain how you'd know the main beam is on. Operate the switch, with ignition or engine on if necessary, and check with main beam warning light, which is the blue light on your dashboard. The next 3 questions are all under the bonnet, so make sure you familiarize yourself with your vehicle to know how to open it. Open the bonnet and tell me how you check that the engine has sufficient oil. Identify the dipstick or oil level indicator and describe how you check the oil level against the minimum and maximum markers. Open the bonnet and tell me how you check that the engine has sufficient engine coolant. Identify where your engine coolant is located and advise that you check the level is within the minimum and maximum markings. Open the bonnet and tell me how you check that you have a safe level of hydraulic brake fluid. Identify the reservoir, check level against the minimum and maximum markings. You will be asked one of the following 7 show me questions while you're driving. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you wash and clean the rear windscreen? When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you wash and clean the front windscreen? When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd switch on your dipped headlights? When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd set the rear demister? When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd operate the horn? The examiner will expect you to observe your surroundings before doing so, so make sure that there is no one around who could be startled by you operating the horn. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you demist the front windscreen? When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd open and close the side window? This can be either the driver's side or the passenger side window. Please don't panic if you get it wrong. As long as you remain calm and safe, this will only be a minor driving fault. Thank you for watching.